Hello and welcome. Sorry for the long pause there. I was faffing around trying to get in the game, just checking that the recording was starting again. Well, this is the catch-up section of the session. What actually did we do this particular session? Well, we sold a shed load of buttermilk buffalo mozzarella, and we still have 29,000 litres of butter left inside, not including those 4 outside. So we still have another load of loading and unloading to do. I was reasonably impressed with this. Reasonably. It's still toward the front. It needs dropping down. The collision's lifting up too high. And this bend in the middle, that also is doing strange things. So I need to... Yeah, because if you... I don't think you can see it very well. If you crouch... it goes down and then up again. It does sort of go where the crease is. It really is a crease, you know, like as in it goes up to sort of keep the things on it, sort of, was my idea. But this is raising up and the things are sitting on the collision. They're not actually sitting on where you would imagine the trailer was. Apart from that, it's not bad. It's better at the back. It's almost right at the back. It starts to go wrong about here, right the way down to here, so I need to lower that a little bit, and then it should be okay. I also need to make that a bit higher, because that's not quite right. It's making the small tractor dragging the ground, and it can't do this then, so that's a bit of a shame. We bought this up from the shop, finally, and we bought the corn header up from the shop as well. Was going to buy a second fertilizer spreader so that we could lime and then I thought, oh no, you don't really need to do that. So the other thing we did, or the things we did, was we fertilized completely 101 100. We also limed, apart from, we missed a tiny patch, so we ran out, and I thought, well, come on, it's just hardly worth worrying about that. We completely limed 85, sorry, yeah, no, we did 85, well, almost completely. We fertilised 85, 86, we fertilised 94, but you can see there's a lot of weed on both these, and we do not have a sprayer. No, we don't. So we might well treat ourselves. Did I check? No, I did check the sales, yeah. We just had the Hispano windrower stroke, which is not bad when you consider it does do, yeah, windrow, but of course so does ours, and ours was only 38,000, so yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. So we didn't feed the animals yet. We would do that right now. Yeah, I don't want to be going through. No, we're also going to do another load of loading and unloading. The manure is definitely working. It is now coming through. So whatever Giants have done is fixed this, because there's not been an update on the map. So it's got to be a silent Giants update. It's done it. So that's good news that it is now working. Means I don't need to change the recipe on my yeah, no, all the other things, it's just, I think one of these should be nice. I would imagine that would be enough, really. We yeah, only taking the edge of it. Straw, we've still got 103. Well, we did actually top it up with one of these, I think, as well. So yeah, that's doing the one, because it does most of the time. It does that self-tipping malarkey. So really, we should find that it carries on. Do we? Yeah, I suppose. No. One thing we did say we would do, which we haven't done, when we definitely use the bigger tractor for this, is we said we'd grab the milk, and we haven't. So we should grab the water tanker. We'll hopefully get a bit of the water in there, but is there anywhere else we could put the water? Yes, we could stick it in the production silo. I always forget about that, the fact you can stick something there. Yeah, so we fertilised everything, really. This, I was right about this. It really is the fact that it's, again, this one wants lowering a touch. It too is just a tad too tall. And we did actually enter. I don't know about this one. No, it does. This is like the Mack truck. I think it's actually the back that really needs low. It's too high. the trigger and the height of the trailer is really quite important. It's something that obviously did sort of escape my notice, but this reminded me about the Mack Trucker one that was in FS22. It was always a bit high. Right, milk. Okay, that's slurry. It's the other end. It's still a little bit. It is still a little bit if you go a bit Larry. Just trying to look at why that. Oh, mind you, I was flying around the corner at. Perhaps the drawbar needs to be a little bit longer on this. Looking at it, I think the drawbar's a bit too far back. Interesting. Yeah, maybe. And then this is going to be a bit of a tighty. Yeah, I think I'm right. I'm almost hitting the metal with that due to the drawbar length. So I think it's true. I reckon, yeah, there's less of the drawbar sticking out on this one than there is on the other trailer. I think I'm probably right. I've shrunk the drawbar. That's what it is. I actually shrunk this down. You can, if you vaguely think this resembles that, you would be right. It's a smaller one. I shrunk it. I think I shrunk it a little bit too much, actually. And then, yeah, this is we need to. Yeah, definitely. Drawbar's definitely too. It's causing it to. We're all almost hitting that. Now, I think if this is like the other model, then that's going to mean this is at the front, which means its dump is going to be quite close to this far right hand side, right where the milk is, which is not something I actually thought about when I did this. Not really. If I'm right, it'll be about here. Ooh, ooh. I think it's too tall, like I said. I think it's it is very close to the front. It is, but it's like, yeah, my thing is I need to move that slightly. It's not quite where it appears to be. Again, this is the thing with i3Ds. A lot of it's sort of guesswork. There's been many a time I think, oh, so there's quite a bit of work needs doing on this. Definitely a longer drawbar. Yeah, it is. It's very short. I need to change the scale on that and make it quite a lot longer. I think that'll also probably cure. I don't know that. Yeah, I think it's just that's going to cause that. So we'll do that, I think. And this one we need to shorten that a little, even though it's going to make it run downhill a little bit more. But I think probably, yeah, I think actually this like that needs dropping down a bit. I think the two shockers are a little bit too big, so that needs shrinking a little. This one also likewise I think needs to go into that a bit to equalise that a little. Yeah, and I gradually, bit by bit, I'm going to tweak this until it's about as good as it's going to get. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We earned an awful lot. Okay, we did find we had the Alto, because I wanted to test it. It was too tall. It doesn't, not for what we're trying to do, for using it as a pallet fork. You can see that the pallet fork, the Albert's actually dropped down quite a lot. The Altos are straight at the bottom. It's made for baling, but there was a huge gap. This is still not perfect. Oh, he says as it goes into the ground. Yeah, if you look at this, that's as low as it gets. You're only just hovering above the ground. That's not bad. It's passable, but it's not good. It isn't good if you use the Alto. I shall show you what I mean. Yeah, so we bought this just as a comparison to see was I being unfair with the Alto. Did I lease it? I think we might actually. I did talk about leasing. But if you look at this and you were going to use this for picking up, that's how tall it is. That's as low as I can get. So it is not Altex. So that's going to be one that I'm not using for this particular job really. So yeah, this, you can really use these for baling too, right? Everyone's sort of like, what I'd like to do is sort of thin the ends and make them a little bit almost pointy, so that then, yeah, you could actually use them for going into bales and for this as well, without hopefully piercing anybody too badly. So yeah, fed them, got the milk out. Yeah, we earned a lot of cash off the biogas plant. Let's just see how we're doing on the grass and that, or whether that's devoured everything, because it's a little bit good. We're up to 208,000 litres of digestate. Electric charger will sell on the hour. Manure, none, and silage has been eaten. How is this doing? Grass. Have I not switched that on? Did we? No, it's activated. Maybe we didn't. We didn't have any water. We did look, didn't we? We were right. So the wheat, we need to buy some stones so that we can actually make the mineral feed with that 24,000 litres. So it really is just... No, not that one. I think it's the top one. No, it's not. It's the, it's the middle one. It's the one that's the only one that's left. Yeah, so we need to buy some stones so that we can make the mineral feed. And it will make quite a lot, because it's sort of 4 times that amount. Obviously, it is... We're losing the stones, but it obviously adds a bit of a gritty texture to make the mineral feed. So there's a tiny bit of loss, but not a lot. And that will make us quite a lot. And it is a good product to sell. It's one of the things I did make when I thought, well, I personally never use the mineral feed mix, but it really is something that has got a good price. Manure from slurry. I've got no slurry in there. How much slurry have we got left in? 47 tonnes. Fantastic. We will get that done next session as well. But that is definitely where I'm going to leave it. So really, yeah, that's what we achieved over the session. Quite a lot, really. And money-wise, we've gone through the roof. It's phenomenal. So yeah, all that remains to be said, and I'm going to get this right this time, is I hope you enjoy the rest of the session. Just thought before I start, literally, it is definitely what I said. If you get it at a certain angle where you're it's hard to explain, where your angle of your thing would mean that the front of the trail is lower, you get the dump sign. Obviously it's still in that position, but it really is more about that, because we had this work with others, as in like although I love the way it goes down though. Brilliant mechanics. So I'm dumping now. Let's have a look. Yeah, this is where it seems to go wrong as well. We're facing the right one, although to be honest, why are we like doing this now? We don't really care. It is doing the battle, but if I get out, obviously, yeah, I mean, it is also all the fantastic thing. I am going to jump out now. Is the fact, so my phone is crushing my wire on my mouse and I can't move it. Yeah, is the fact that I can't actually do it right. I can't. This is close enough. Yeah, the manure started to work. So sort of, it's been broken now. It's sort of fixed again. At least I believe that's what I saw this morning. It is. Obviously, there's still... yeah, it is. 26 tonnes. But we can also see that we really should have 102 tonnes. So I suppose we could, truthfully, although it's not going to alter this, we could actually draw that out. It is nice to see it's fixed, though. I've got to be honest. This is something that really drove me crazy. In FS25, it was working, it's not working, it's working, it's not working, it's not, and it's like, I mean, the one thing I am going to say, and I did say it on the earlier session, is the fact that the graphical glitches seems to, I've not seen any of the terrible glitching that we've had on this game since, like, it started. Yeah, we have the Bergman 24 meters. It's not a bad thing, that, but obviously we've got plenty, we're really not worried about that. But, if I remember rightly, we have got both liming and fertilising to do. And where did we leave the little one? Well, we've just seen him. He's outside. Yeah, we literally just left it. So we'll dump it. We filled it. We have filled it. So in the right spot, it does go to prove it was nothing. It was just about a poor trigger earlier. So we have... Did we? I was going to say, did we actually? I think these were all. Were they fertilised? I don't think they were. I don't think we know. We didn't. These are not fertilised nor limed. So we need to yeah, get everything limed. We could do with another fertilizer spreader, and I've got to be honest, how inexpensive mine are. It really isn't going to hurt to grab a second one, is it? It's one thing I would like to do is to change the colours, because if you're going to do multiples, I'd like to know that the red one's such and such, and the blue one is somewhere else. Right, so we want lime, which I believe that is a thing of lime over here. We can refuel as well. Oh my life, we are low. Whoa, I didn't realise that. I've obviously not refueled this at all. Wow. Lime, we'll fill this as well. It is very good with lime, but not so good that it doesn't use it. No, it is. It does do fields well. It's a 50% ratio. Then obviously it should be. I've found the secret to make things stretch. You were saying wink, wink. Yeah, it's true. Which is another reason why I'm not sure they're trying to let it sort of be. Although they did actually let Holes get away with his in FS25. He was the best limer in the game. He really was. Right, so yeah, that is the point. I think we're going to have to do 85 ourselves, because we're going to buy a second one. We could do with a few supplies, really. I think we'll send this one down to the shop. It is the beginning of the session after all. It'll be interesting to see how this copes with this. It should be alright now. It's definitely, yeah, apart from when you I've definitely done something to that though. It's dragging in the floor a lot, and it didn't do that before when it was not so long. So yeah, it's the smaller tractor as well, isn't it? I think we're going to have to swap tractors. It is, because it's lower, it's dragging that more into the ground. That could have been the problem with TPS. Has got the same thing. I never thought anything of it, but I do now think, looking at what's happening with this, that the TPS is the same, that the collisions are going into the ground. So we let that go. This is slightly taller on its back edge. We didn't have any problems with this earlier, so again, this is all helpful for me in the testing to I was looking at other people's mods, I was thinking it's a very basic drone. I thought, well, it is, but even if it's only good enough for me and no one else would want it, I don't mean it nasty. I'm quite happy with it being a fairly basic trailer. And it's, yeah, like my first... let's just see how this is affected. Is this dragging all over the place? No, not really. No, it's not doing what that was doing. So it does go to prove I've got to put that back to where it was before, so that smaller tractors are not dragging it into the ground and making a right mess. Because obviously it's not all about big tractors. There's all manner of tractors. So we've planted all of the fields. Are we going to set the fertilizer spreader actually doing that? Well, in fact, actually, we're probably best. I think this is probably the. Oh no, it's not going to work. I don't tell what we can do. We can sort of reverse this. Yeah, if we grab that, and we can do, I believe, the field that we planted with wheat just over yonder. That is needing liming, because at 85 it's going to do the entire 85, 86, because it's going to see it as one field now. So let's just get 95 done, because I believe this definitely needs liming. Ooh, what? What's happening there? Wow, that was weird. It locked up completely, and that's nothing to do with anything of mine. Right, let's do this the opposite way around. So we want Mario's turn. Yeah. So I had problems with this a long time ago. The wheels weren't turning. Got my wheels totally wrong. Yeah, I'm hoping to have another crack at doing the tension belts, where I've got at least one going down. I'd like to do two, but I think they're too close. I think there's I don't know this, but I've figured it out from what I observed when we yeah, because I think this one switched on. In fact, yeah, let's do it from the tractor and I'll show you what I mean. You switch them all on, doing the tractor trick. Now these have actually got at the back they've got, but it says unfastened tension belt because it obviously does do that here. If you walk over here, that's the point where it's going to do that. But here, it switches off. But then as you step towards that, it gets the unfastened tension belt. Unfasten, not fasten. That's because it's crossing the tension belt there. So when you do that, it switches all of them off. So, but it does prove it does work. It's just, it's crossing this tension belt here. So it's almost like a switch. I'm not making sense, but I know what I mean. It's like a double switch, but it's catching them all rather than just that one. So it does sort of prove it works for the fact that you couldn't be switching that one off from where you're standing, but it does switch them all off because it's crossing another. Yeah, it's basically doing double switch, really. Typical me to not explain it terribly well, because that's just me all over. Mr. Complicated. It's a beautiful map. It is. Ooh, fantastic. Let's send Curly on to one of our other ones. Which other fields need liming? And we need to be looking over where we are. So we do at 85, 100 and 101. So if we quickly grab this, fill it. Oh, it did lose more than I thought. But yeah, it will do. Still not bad, because I mean they didn't faff around. It's not like you doing it. If you did it, you'd like be more careful. But they go all around the houses to do every job. They're a bit slow, but they are methodical. And I'd sooner have slow and methodical. They're trustworthy, unlike the ones we've had in other iterations where artificially. I don't think it should have ever been called artificially intelligent. It should have been artificial Wallis, AW, not AI. As we saw it in FS25, it really was artificial Wallis. Or AI, artificial idiots. Because they really did act like Wallis. Ooh, of epic report. Ah, that's why it was doing it. If you go fast enough, it's lifting its front wheels up. That's what that was about. Right, okay, in that case, it appears we need... Or we could actually just put the front loader on. No, it does weird things to them. It does do very, very strange things. I could put the mower on if this is too heavy. No, that's okay. That should equal... It is a ton weight, actually. I'm surprised this can manage... It should equalise the weight of that. In fact, actually, yeah, that is not a bad idea. Why am I not thinking of filling this? And then we should really be able to manage to do the entire field. That's not a bad idea. Fantastic. That's more like it. 4.5 tons. We should really now be able to manage that field, and then we will get on with being down in the shop. I think, do we set? Yeah, we'll set the standard work. We'll probably use all of it, but as long as it gets the field done, that's what I'm saying. I'd settle for methodical any day over like. Oh, that's. Did we actually do the fertilising on this one? Quick look. Did we do that? No, it's only half fertilised. Yeah, it is. So, and we also need to do 99 with the fertiliser. No, we actually left the fertiliser over there, didn't we? I remember. So let's get back to the shop. We have got stuff to bring, so we're going to grab a fertiliser spreader on the front. And we could get the... Yeah, that's true. We could take the plough and we could take the header. At least for now. What do we say? Yeah, fertiliser spreader we want to buy. Are we get? I don't think we need more than one. I know we came down for it really, but thinking about it, I just think that's a bit of overkill. And it's just a bit of patience really, I think, is needed. Yeah, don't know what it is about doing this, but it seems to be almost all of the time. You click once and it doesn't click, and then you click again. Now this is what I always wanted about this trailer. The front section that goes out is like having a second little bit of trailer that you can actually, and you can see it does actually work fairly well. It really does give it the support it needs. And you can still just about probably turn, but I always wanted it to be a little bit different to the others. I'm not sure this is going to work because I'm not sure what you can grab and what you can't. Oh, okay, there you go. It's a bit, it will be a bit wobbly. I'm not sure we're going to get this on actually. It may have been better to suppose we should sort of be able to. If we sort of strap this cleverly, like that, it should work. Wow, it actually nearly fits on. It looks a little odd, I do apologise for that. Yeah, it's sort of suspended in there in the very air as he crashes into that. Yeah, it's a bit, I don't know that a work will cope with this, so this will have to be new. Yeah, I think a bit of patience is really, I'm a terror. It's the weight's a bit uneven. And that's not nothing to do with the trailer. It's too heavily leaning to the left. My bad. This is going to be a bit of a struggle. Luckily, we found a shortcut. Now that didn't work out so good for you, did it? I'm going to go a little bit slower than normal because this is... ooh, wow. A bit of snatching going on. Yeah, it's a bit heavily leaning towards the left. Ooh, camera snatch. There's only trouble in it with things like this. I've got to be careful not to go too close to the left. Apologise for the camera snatch. Oh, tree. Yeah. Thought that one sticks out rather a lot actually. This is going to be quite a tight little thing. I've not really thought about a very left reaching, dodging all manner of things. It's a bit tight for people who are being silly. Oh, it's still, it's nearly done. Vaguely see the white of the lime in the grass. We are a little bit low horsepower really, because this is a really, really very big field, as in like it's got some real, yeah, J.N. Goman would love this kind of field, but it's got some undulations alright. Mr. Sealy P would like it too. Right, so we have, this is too big for us. We could set going on field 99 though. No, we've done 99. I'm thinking 93. That's not ours. We could forward another field. Oh, be careful. It's going to fall. Can we write it? Can we write it? Right, let's... I don't know why I always buy corn headers. Because if you've watched any of my Let's Plays, I most infrequently do corn. That's one way to do it. Yeah, I do. It's true. I often I think, oh, I need a corn header so that I've got both kinds of headers. But like, if you see how often I do them, it's like once in a blue moon. It is great. It is true, actually. I've got to be totally honest. Oh, no, nearly there. Nearly there. I should wait for you to finish. Oh, wow. That was very, very close. 247 litres. We'll be lucky if we get this done. We certainly wouldn't have got it done on... they do faff around a bit. I think we would have done it and had some spare had we done it, but it's maybe close, not quite. Not quite. But you know something, all things considered... Oh, that's the point. I thought we'd looked, haven't we? And this is... Now also... Yeah, some of it's hiding inside the silo. Right, let's get cracking. I'm going to do this myself, I think. We'll just see how well we do on this. We're going to time-lapse it. Oh, we're missing a bit. Oh, no, it's just that, you know, he's still got the slowdowns. Everything's slower, like you're ploughing and you can see the fertilising. There's like a lag, and then all of a sudden it'll catch up. It's still quite bad. But I've got to be honest, considering I still say, and as I sort of notice more and more changes that Giants have done, that we're sort of about where we should have been, I think, personally, on day one. Even though all of the partners are like saying, oh, it's fantastic and everything's hunky-dory. I'm like, not really. It's probably just about where you would expect a commercial game to be released, where it sort of partially works. Not a game that sort of like more doesn't work than does. And that really was what we were given on day one, and what we've had to put up with for about 4 months, really. Yeah, there was a couple of comments that I was sort of quite angry at. One sort of viewer said, well, it is only 3 months in, and I'm like, seriously? So you expected to buy a game that on day one was only partially finished, where the graphics were awful, you couldn't cut a tree and you would have expected to do that in FS25, yeah, forestry didn't work. In fact, there was more things that didn't work. I mean, the features that were offered the ground deformation, I don't know that they outweighed everything else, really. No, I don't think they did at all. But that's just my personal opinion. I, as always, invite your comments to see what whether I'm being harsh or whether you think that actually I do have a point. It is a bigger field than you think, this, actually. I mean, we did get a lot of an awful lot of grass off it in total of the 2 fields, because the other one's fairly big as well. I'm quite surprised. This morning session was rather a big one, I've got to be honest. It was a bit of a whopper. It was well over 2 hours, but we did, when you consider we did 2 huge grass fields as well as gathered it all in, and yeah, this really is what, if you was going to be perfect, this is what you really would have done to finish the session off. Yeah, like just fertilise your fields. I didn't want to leave this till next year, because frequently I do this. Oh, I thought I'd got that. Frequently I'll do this and I'll forget to do it. With the best intention in the world, I intend to do it, but like I've just like think, oh, I didn't do it last time. You know, I didn't get my bonus, but this time we've done it. We do still need to do the liming though on 85. And also the fertilising on the other field as well. I'd like to hit next year where our grass is fully fertilised. Did we do? I don't know that we did this one either, did we? We just sowed it. We did. Yes, we don't like leaving anything. We want to get it all done. Even if this is the session, I don't care, as long as we do our work well. I know we've not got a roller. In my lack of defence, frequently we've had sort of the brand roller on a few Let's Plays, and I still forget, when I have absolutely no excuse because I've got the biggest roller in the game, and I still forget to roll sometimes. It's true, I'm not in the habit of rolling. I do want to get better at this, really. Yeah, I'm not trying to not roll. I'm not in the habit. It is one of those jobs that unless you've got like Hobo's Hollow, we had in the end 2 or 3 It is. I always refer to Halo Slime because it's one of those Let's Plays that I look back on and thought, you actually did your farming actually quite better than I've seen you do it on any other. It was a bit of a turning point for me on the farming, and I thought, why did I do it right? I thought we've got a really good, we've not got really big tractors, not until the very end. We've got a couple of, and even they were 300 odd horsepower, 250, 300 horsepower. We hadn't got any bigger. We've got mainly 150, 170 horsepower tractors, but we had got lots of them. Yeah, some 150s, some 100, and we had lots of little equipment, 8 metre, 7 metre, and we did manage quite, just put the line in the front. We did manage really quite well. We'll just chuck this in. I should have left this on the side of the field. I suppose we could stick lime in the front, because we do need to do the fertilising on the back, so we could sort of like at least do, yeah, because it's only a little field. If we throw the fertiliser out, it'll lime, as we all know. Fantastic. Also, I think it was not good, was it? The price was not brilliant. It wasn't. It was light green. That's right. If we want it, we're hoping that it turns to bright green by the morning, and then we will literally get loading on the road. So did we? I don't think we did. No, I think we need to do this as well. We didn't do any fertilising. It was all seeding, and well, we did a lot. I mean, we seeded, and we did we plough this session, or did we plough the session in preparation? I think we ploughed the end of last session, I think, in preparation for today. So there are some stones which we know about. We know we've got to put up with a few stones. Not on this field though. There's no. That's something I'd like to make. That's a stone picker. Wood. The one thing I did love in FS25 was it wasn't really a stone picker, but it could pick stones up. It was a bucket that like you ran across the field, but you could run at full speed, and I really thought that was quite, and it was also quite large. It was very inexpensive, and I say it was a silage fork stroke stone picker, and it was really amazing. Now that was a real good. There's an awful lot of fantastic mods coming out there, I've got to be honest. Oh, wow, we aren't using much fertiliser. We could run it. No, we won't make it work. We'll do that next year. Yeah. Otherwise we're going to be here all day. We need to fertilise first. We could have used the yeah, it's true, we could have used the I'm trying to keep the digester. I would like to do, yeah, we want to really start to make the mineral feed, I think it was the name. Yeah, we do really need to get that on the boil. We need to buy some stones and get that underway with all of the because we're not a big farm, our fields are not massive, so although we're sort of doing alright, we aren't, the amount of wheat that we did was not so life-changing, but nevertheless we are doing well. I'm quite pleased with how well we are doing. Especially bearing in mind that we are on hard economy, I just think we're doing fairly well for saying that fact. So if we take a left here, we should pretty much. I can't see this very well. It's a little bit. I can't see the shadow very much with this. I don't know why. I'm just trying to catch the shadow. It's a little bit dingy. I think it's because of the bright sun. Oh, missed a bit of grass there. think we just do it down here. Yeah, now this is the, I can see the shadow now, just we're actually, it's got a wider spread than you think this has. I'm quite impressed with it. I did struggle with it though, I've got to be honest. I suppose each of the mods I've done, I've struggled with different things. It's a massive thing. To switch from placeables to vehicles is a huge, you often find that a lot of modders will do one or the other and tend to specialise in one or the other. Vehicles I've personally find are much more difficult than placeables, because your placeable mainly is no, I still want to be, yeah, it's more on the XML than anything, although there is still, you debate if you're on greenhouses and stuff like that. Yeah, I was going to say, really, I don't know that there is. I don't think there's any. It is just as difficult, really. It depends on. I mean, I know. I think vehicles are definitely were. Ah, we did miss where we are now. I thought we'd actually done this, but obviously not. Let's say about there. Oh. Missed a little bit that we've just gone past. And I can actually see it. Right, so we've done that. We need to... Right, what was it? Oh yeah, I've got just that little bit to lime on. Oh, I hate that when I do that. Yeah, 85 to lime is all I'm worried about. Yeah, we've done that. We've done 94. 95 we've not done because we're going to keep that. 87 we're keeping for next year. So it's just, we could get away with liming. Let's cast to the right. I never thought of that. But we could be clever. We could cast that out and then stick it in the back. There's a will, there's a way. And if we're lucky, we might just about get to do field 85 with what's in there. Maybe. So, I'm not 100% sure though. That is a little bit of a... It's not a lot, is it really? We shall see, we shall see. Will we do it? I don't know, it's not a very big field. We might sort of have a bit of a strip on the left hand side of us as we look down the field, but I'm not sure. Ooh, missed a bit of grass then as well. We're easily going to do this, easily. Ooh, we'll say, well, no, we will. It looks like there's less in than there actually is. I would say that is probably more than adequate. Maybe a bit of a strip down the left hand side. We didn't quite do it on the left hand side, but that will do nicely, I think. Do love the fact this has got wheels. We can stick that straight back in. Yeah, only there's a little bit. It's a grass field, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So then let's go through till tomorrow morning and see, can we sell our bits and bobs? Because as far as I'm concerned, that will make a fairly decent session, really, I'm thinking. Yeah, the one thing I'm going to say, I didn't notice this in FS22, but there are little tiny graphical glitches that appear like in the opposite place to where you are. Yeah, I noticed them at the corner around. When I'm watching in editing, I noticed them like, yeah, I did start to notice that things drop from the sky. Do we need to grab that manure and slurry out? How much have we got slurry wise? No, we're all right. Yeah, with that'll do nicely. TMR full, and milk 3.5 tons. We'll do the milk as well in the morning. Do we do the milk now? No, God, it's full of water, isn't it? Yeah, we'll have to wait till the morning for that to actually go, so we can actually do that. Let's go through till 9 o'clock in the morning. We should check the sales. Yeah, DS Power's doing an awful lot of stuff. Yeah, I mean, he was always a cracking modder, but he's done an awful lot. And a tractor. Yeah, really, I'm quite impressed with the tractor. It really is. Ooh, 7766. 200. Ooh, we did well off the biogas plant and everything that time, didn't we? Now then, let's have a look. Milk 4.6 thousand litres. How are our not so young ones doing? 4 months old. Not bad. Not bad at all. Right, so, ooh, and that seems to have, that's gone up more. I can tell that by just looking at it. And you, ooh. That seems to have gone up. Is it like... Oh, no. I thought it was reading. Yeah, I was here and I looked and I thought, oh, it's 116,000, but it's not really. It's 40. Yeah, 40 tons. It's still, it is going up, and that's the, as far as I'm concerned, that is a victory. Now, the thing that we really want to see is this bright green. Oh, it's no, it's not. It's gone yellow. That it's still not lost. Yeah, when you look at the top, that's only just marginally under the butter, which is our best product. Buffalo mozzarella is nearly 3,000. That's always a good price, no matter what. Buffalo milk still is only it's lost 200. So we lost a bit on the buffalo milk, but we've gained it. And I don't think we've like lost. Yeah, it's not really fantastic, is it? That I mean, we've not really lost or gained. Now I was thinking about this earlier. No, let's not do it that way. This is what I was trying to do. Yeah, where do we put our little self-sufficiency? Obviously, we sell on the side of the road. Now, the shop and the main road is here. And I was thinking, do we just buy a little field, like the smallest little field? What about 151? Yeah, I think we will. And we're buying it to make it into a store, is what I'm thinking. Yeah. So we're not really worried about the potatoes, because this is only really for our stall. Yeah, I apologise to everybody for the fact that we don't intend to do any. We'll probably have this as a production slab or whatever, or just have it for our stall. I just thought it with the smallest one possible, it might actually work quite well. And it is like on the major thoroughfare. I'm not sure if we own the headland, but we shall soon see. It does mean I've got to like travel a bit further than I'm normally used to travelling, but that's not really... oh yeah, this is the small salt marsh. I like this. Yeah, I've always wanted to make salt, but this... Oh, that's true. We could actually do this on here as well. I never thought about that. We could. Medium salt marsh produces different types of salts, and I think there's a large one as well, but they're very reasonably priced as well. I was quite pleased with them. And then there's the big large salt marsh. I think a little one would do us fine, and then we can actually legitimately do the salt. So then we want, that's not what we're after really, we are after our sell point, and we want the self-marketing. And that's, can we, I don't think we own this. Yeah, land is not owned by you, but it is there. Fantastic. And so we can stick our wares right on the edge of the chevrons. They can look like they can actually sit. Oh, that looks like our, you must have the chevrons partially on your land then. Oh, okay. It's not terrible really. And we will do a proper roadway, I think, to this. Oh, I like this has got more things than I'm used to seeing. Oh, no. Yeah, that didn't work at all how I planned. Ah, well, it's sort of uncovered the road now. Let's see, can we fix it? Can we put a bit of plants back over that? A bit of grass to disguise my... it will grow. It will grow. It will look better in time. So we're going to have to bring our produce to sell over here because we're selling it to the pit. I just wanted it for a bit of realism. Ooh. Never noticed that before. I might need to have a look at that. Yeah, it's only that one. We have a bit of strangeness going on there. I'm going to have a look at that and see why that's happening. Yeah, just that very one. Very strange. But yeah, we're going to have... It could well have always done it and I've only just noticed it. So then, let's get our bits and bobs off that. Let's grab our little... no, that's not us. Well, it is, but it's, yeah, not really us. I think it's time for a time lapse. I think we're going to need to, yes, put this in its other format, put the weight on the back, grab it, and like get cracking. So I'm going to say my words. Let's get this done. Let's get some selling done. And did we check the sales? We didn't. Ooh. Again, we don't really need one, and we haven't got 300 and 250 or 300. Well, we got 250, just. But ooh, wow. Of course, when you've got the front loader on, you get away with it. It's, yeah, we only normally put this on when we've got the front loader on. And it's not always got a ton and a bit of, it's nearly 2 tons of fertiliser in that. Which I'd imagine is fairly hefty. Yeah, I'm very, very much liking the belt system. I did toy with the idea of actually... starting to make one, but I thought no, just get on with the Let's Play. I don't quite feel in the right frame of mind for modding. I've given it a bit of a rest. I don't mean for a long time, just for a little while. We do need to grab this off. We could employ the assistance of the harvester. Maybe the best way to get that off, actually, I think. Unless it's too high. By the cheeky, yeah, I mean, Giants have let you do that. I am very grateful for the fact that they do let you do that. Let's drop this down because I remember somebody a long time ago saying that it's not good to have headers on. It probably does warp the metal, so it should be good. Let's grab you because you're the only one that can handle this, and let's get a bit of loading and unloading done. So I'm going to say my words, and we'll see you guys and gals on the other side. Now I'm thinking that the spikes we must have had must have been like different dimensions to this, because the Altec is like about a foot off the ground. Is that? Yeah, that is a point. I mean, I suppose the Altec, it really is a bale spike. Does that? I've never noticed the bale spike being that low though. Let's have some delivered. So, are we going to lease or are we going to buy? Yeah, so that's one cross for the Altec that I've not, only just noticed that just now. So, front loader tools. I mean, I love the quick. We've had that an awful lot. So that seems to be a different dimension. I love the Albert one. This is really quite fantastic. In fact, I think, is this the modder that actually released a few other things as well? With straps. Let's stick it to the standard black. Right, fantastic. Let's see, are they sort of long enough? Because obviously this is another thing really, we were given this set of front loader by the map maker. So is it the wrong one? I mean, yeah, because this is a proper pallet forward. It's just an Albert with straps. Does this go lower? Because to me, we're a little bit high. Yeah, we are. I mean, we can angle them down. I've had this not terribly though. That's a lot better. It is. The Altec definitely fails more than that. We can just about, probably, just about use those. Right, anyway, yeah, it's time lapse time. I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Going on, mate. It's on level. I don't understand what it is. Yeah, it's not as bad as it was. It was much, much worse than this. At the back, it's almost perfect. It starts to get to this point. It does run downhill. So perhaps I'm not, with my collisions, sort of quite getting this right. It's not, yeah, but it's sort of worse. Yeah, it's a bit weird. It's the best I've seen. As I said, I'm working on it bit by bit. Because it's like a lot of times, if you make a major adjustment, you can guarantee it's going to go wrong. Yeah, you've got to do it bit by bit, and still one day you're going to do it, and it's going to be like, oh, that's about right now. doing very well. I did always say you should really, with this, be able to go 3D. And if I'd have done it better, you could really have gone 3D. It would have worked. But I also got to get to the habit of pushing this level and lifting it, and then I should. Yeah, it's all about getting to good habits. I'm making it difficult for myself because I'm not actually getting them like dead level. I mean, it's difficult to get them dead level, but I can definitely do better than I'm actually doing at present. Yeah, but obviously the fact that the trailer itself is sort of doing strange things and it's not level where I keep wanting to say force fields. it's the Star Trek in me. It is definitely. Yeah, you can see it's sort of like that's on that trailer and it's not really on the trailer. It really is a collision and it is on all trailers. Only I would imagine most modders don't really do this until it's done. Whereas obviously I'm sort of, I suppose, yeah, I mean it's true. And most modders do this behind the scenes, whereas I'm sort of doing this as we go along. Which again, it's not. Yeah, I mean, I've not released it for the model or anything. It might never be fit for the model. I think it's not too terrible. Well, it is a total. I can say you look at a lot of models and you realise that it's another model that's been tweaked. And it's not a complete from scratch model really, whereas this is a completely and utterly from scratch model. It really is. It's all my own. Every single plane, every single strap. I mean, the idea, the little tiny donuts as what we call Tauruses, but they really are donuts. I mean, that's what. One of the first tutorials I saw on Blender was the donut tutorial, which is done by a very, very good blender who makes. I think he's sort of forgotten how hard it was. He makes it sound so terribly easy, and it really isn't. Blender is a beast. And I'm many hours in now of Blender and it's still a beast. It's also another one. It's when your mood's not so good, it's not a good idea to go to Blender. You need to be on your top game, especially at the beginning when you learn. When you get a bit better, it might be a bit kinder to you because you're at the very beginning when it's very hit and miss on Blender. Yeah, that is weird. It really is strange. It's sort of like, it makes no sense really. It sort of touches both sides, and then, although I'm not sure if that's just because it's leaning against something else, but it's still better than I thought. It's worse at this end than it does lean down, so I'm going to need to alter the angle a little bit. I should just I think one more second. This should sound like quite a lot of cash. I mean, obviously, if it said it was 100 grand on that, we will get 150 because it's obviously a 50% markup because we're selling it ourselves. So yeah, I don't think I'm too far out of that. I would say you probably knock about a third off if you sold it yourself. Obviously, you've got the cost of your shop, but in our case, a little tiny storefront it's only like a glorified car, really. So. I like that because it's a very humble, that market stall type thing. It's ideal for a family. Yes, anyway, close. I think that should win. Be about it. I'm not sure how this is going to do. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, it's really weird. I would strap that with this a bit. I don't trust it not to fall. Yeah, it's a bit strange. It sort of leans up at that angle. I shall have to have another go at it. Because it looks to me, when you're actually in the model, that it's absolutely spot on, but we can all see quite plainly that is absolutely not spot on at all. It's only miles out. Yeah, but it's definitely better to walk the back. I think we should just grab this. going to be some more, but I only intend on doing one set this session up as a whole. Okay, we'll do 4 then. Just this. No, let's not this. Let's forget about that. Yeah, it's the one thing that is about this. It's it's got a bit of a range on it, and to the side as well. So you've got to sort of get used to that, compensate for it. I was about to say, if we're not careful, we're going to get that one in the middle of me, and lo and behold, it hit me. There's one thing that is a little bit strange. I was looking at the fork trucks. I don't mind the fork trucks. If you've got tension straps, you could really make use of the fork truck at the shop. And it's probably the most realistic one, but you could get away with straps. But what I want to know is why no one's ever done that. Is there a reason? Can you not go to the fork trucks, or is it that no one's ever done it? Yeah, because I'd like to sort of get a fork truck, because I wouldn't mind using a fork truck if it had got tension belt straps, tension belts. We'll get it right. Yeah, if it's got tension belts, then you really could pick up just about anything with it, whereas it's so severely limited that I never ever go for a proper. Yeah, because of that very fact that it's not got tension straps. It surprised me actually. Obviously they did their power finger in FS25. When I first saw it, I thought, I think they're going to do tension straps. But they didn't. It was just the same as every other one. So it does sort of make you wonder. We didn't totally. It's sort of 2 sets of 3. That's more than. Yeah, there's sort of weirdness as following the trailer that I've noticed. And I don't know if it's my trailer, but I don't really know what I've done any different to anyone else. But I did notice once we were loading, it was doing weird things. You could see like reflections of things within the metal, flickering about. It's a bit strange. So 2 tons of buffalo mozzarella, 20,000 litres of butter, and buffalo milk bottle, 14,000 litres. So we should do fairly well for this, really. Yeah, the one thing we still do really need, and would be now, which is true what I said. Typically, since we were selling all of those big tractors, and now we could actually afford a tractor, we aren't getting any tractors in here, which is just typical. Do we need to feed the animals? Oh, wow. Yeah, how are we doing on the animals? I don't think we fed them, did we? Which was very bad of me. We're okay. We are. We do need to get the buffalo. Yes, I thought for a bit of realism, we'd actually bring our stuff to a shop that was a bit closer to selling as you will. The lamppost is a bit awful though, isn't it, for like that? I never thought of that, did it? That's all my life. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. How much have we got left to actually do as well? I mean, that is really quite phenomenal. I wouldn't imagine we've got much left in the Barnet Dairy. All my life, you were saying? 29 tonnes of butter. Okay, well, that's still quite a lot of cash's worth of butter then, so I think we'll probably be doing another set of loading and unloading. Do we do that, or do we just? Oh no, I think we would. It's still quite a bit of cash, I would say. I do think that's where I'm going to leave it. Oh, did we go across that field like that? Was that us? Oh, I can't imagine me clipping that back. I do like this ground. I do very much. I thought it looked really quite authentic. With the bits of that marshy stuff that, yeah, I don't know whether this is the map maker's done that himself, but I'm quite impressed. That's very, very different to what you normally see. It's quite nice. Even I noticed that I like that as well, actually. Oh, it's the same. It is the same. Look at the red in the distance because of it. The bits of red in the... yeah, it's fantastic. Very nice. I think, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Yeah, we will. I'm going to say my goodbyes because I'm going to do my summing up of what we did in a couple of minutes. So all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. I truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.